Jesus tells us the parable of the persistent widow. Luke chapter 18, 1 to 7. Then he spoke a parable to them that men always ought to pray and not to lose heart, saying, there was in a certain city a judge who did not fear God nor regard men. Now there was a widow in that city, and she came to him, saying, get justice for me from my adversary. And he would not for a while. But afterward he said within himself, though I do not fear God, nor regard men, yet because this widow troubles me, I will avenge her, lest by her continual coming she weary me. Then the Lord said, hear what that the unjust judge said, and shall God not avenge his own elect, who cry out day and night to him? Though he hears, he bears long with them. To persist in prayer and not give up does not mean endless repetition of painfully long prayer sessions, which we always think that we should be doing. Always praying means keeping our request constantly before God as we live for Him day by day, believing He will answer when we live by faith. We are not to give up. God may delay answering us, our questions, but His delays always have good reasons. As we persist in prayer, we grow in character, faith, and hope of Jesus Christ. In the Bible, widows and orphans were among the most vulnerable of all God's people. In both the Old Testament prophets and the New Testament apostles insisted that these needy people be properly cared for. For example, Isaiah chapter 1, verse 17. Learn to do good, seek justice, rebuke the oppressor, defend the fatherless, plead for the widow. This is from the Old Testament and follows back with the New Testament. Just one of the simple examples, 1 Timothy chapter 5. Honor widows who are really widows. In conclusion, what we want to see is that persistent prayer is the most important, that we can keep all of us in faith with the Lord at all times. If unjust judges, this is what Jesus was saying, if the unjust judges responded to constant pressure, how much more will a great and loving God respond to us? If we know He loves us, we can believe He will hear our cries for help at all times. If people who lived near Jerusalem often would go to the temple to pray, the temple was the center of worship, as we should keep our temple, our bodies, pure and pray at all times, and also come to worship God in this center and hopefully soon in our large center. Thank you. Amen.